Greetings fellow Anonymous, truth seekers, freedom fighters, simple citizens, and all of you fake anons. In our previous message to Fake Anonymous, we explained the differences in Anonymous, the idea of Anonymous, and how to act accordingly. We have tracked down fake Anonymous accounts and exposed them. Subwoofers like Black Hole, also known as David Mallory, Sean Crane, many others, and his real name, Parses Aaron. He is just one of the many worthless troll puppets infecting Anonymous today. There was a day long ago before most of those who assume the mask were thinking of Anonymous, when Anonymous was on 4chan. 4chan was a trolling ground and still is today. Though it has not represented Anonymous for many years, we have explained the evolution of Anonymous many times, so we will not repeat ourselves in detail. However, Anonymous was born in 4chan, but when the idea grew, Anonymous had to leave the nest. Anonymous is made of all types of people. Everyone has different talent, different personalities, everyone working together, focused on the target, whatever the operation. Our end goal is the same: to expose corruption, to expose and destroy the elite. Though Anonymous has no leader, we have no government, no rule or law but that of truth. The Anonymous Creed has been long used to try to help explain the idea of Anonymous to those who do not understand. Of course, those who have the idea understand the idea. Most of those without it will never understand it. Regardless the times it is explained, all of this information is able to be found. What it is to be Anonymous is no big secret. We expose secrets and secret societies, but newbies come into Anonymous without looking into it, without learning, without knowing what they are getting into, without becoming Anonymous. And as they know nothing, they think Anonymous is only about trolling, which they destroy by using it to bully and hurt others. This is not trolling. This is against Anonymous. Bullies get beat. There is an art to trolling which the ignorant of today cannot comprehend, and we will not waste time explaining yet again something that should still be common knowledge, but only is common knowledge among true Anonymous. As we keep telling you, it is so easy to spot you by the way you talk and act. You are obviously fake to those who are true. Unfortunately, it is the ignorant, naturally, who call themselves Anonymous and destroy all we are, thinking because they have the name Anonymous in their nick that makes them one. They have no respect for Anonymous and are a disgrace to true Anonymous. It is typically these children, not always children in age, but more so in mind, from the selfie generation. Everything about the self, popularity, fans. Many are gamer fags, which means, to them, everything online is a game. No consequences, no concept of reality, no concept of loyalty or respect, and absolutely no ability to be Anonymous, which requires self-motivation, accountability, morals, the ability to self-teach and learn. These are the ones the government agents watch. The weak, as we exposed many times with Black Hole and his groups, government agents use those in gaming communities. Those in sex. They are easy to use. They are easy to manipulate and use. They are only ego. They are cowards. Comparing them to or even putting them in the same category as Anonymous is like comparing a rotting squash to an apple tree just starting to bloom. There is no comparison, and it is insulting. A slap in the face. Anonymous produces life and freedom. Fake Anonymous only rot and die, causing the same death and decay in all they touch. All these drama-consumed Anonfers know is how to create accounts, communities, channels, and make a sec. All they do is create division, to put themselves above others, for attention. They only look to gratify themselves. They are fame whores. They are everything Anonymous is not and will never be able to lower itself to. Those who associate with them are only pawns. allowing Anonymous to be destroyed. Buy a cheap copy. Fool's gold. Fake. Anonymous does not have sex. If you have any logic, you have already realized this would never make sense. A collective is not something that can be divided into groups to shut others out. If you have common sense and logic, you will also notice every group that calls itself a SEC ends up with agents and snitches. They are structured by their masters. They have no free thought, no free will, no idea. That is because a SEC is based on hierarchy. Like the government, leaders, fans, frauds, dividing them from others. That is against everything Anonymous is. No sect can nor will ever be anonymous. Those who call themselves such destroy Anonymous and all Anonymous does. They who create trauma are frauds by definition. They are fake anons. They will be exposed. Anonymous is the idea of truth. This should not have to be explained. The collective has no division as we are all equal. There is no leader. There is no leader. There is no one better than another. There is no one on a higher level than another. There is no one cool. There is no one better. There are only those who do not know the idea, and those who are the idea. Those without the idea create drama. They destroy Anonymous. They can never build because they only know how to divide. They are still under the mind control of the mainstream civilians. They are not Anonymous. Drama is about division and lies. Fake Anonymous are the same as the brainwashed masses. They still obey the mainstream thinking of the civilian world. They are not awake. They are natural puppets. They seek acceptance and fame. Fans. Which only brings drama. They never work enough. Never apply themselves enough to learn what Anonymous really does and is, let alone become Anonymous. They will always fall far short of Anonymous. Anonymous represents truth. Anonymous killed their ego. Anonymous have no pride. Anonymous bonds are cut. Anonymous minds are not ruled by emotion. Anonymous are freed by truth. Anonymous do not accept the flaws that come with emotional reactions, programmed mental attachments or beliefs, and uninformed opinions. Anonymous react based on facts. Anonymous opinion can only be given on that which they have researched and found truth on. Otherwise, if the truth has not been found on the topic, there is no opinion to have, for the truth is not known. Anonymous hold ourselves as a collective and individually to a higher standard than is believed to be possible. Anonymous hold ourselves accountable, and we hold each other accountable. We hold each other's lives in our hands, and we, unlike most in the world, understand what a life actually means, what a life is worth, the purpose of a life, the responsibility we have to protect it. Loyalty is something most today cannot understand. No one understands what it means to be loyal, to live by your word, to be faithful through death, to take hold life, and live, to speak truth. Most cannot even figure out how to find the truth, let alone understand it. Most today start to squeal like pigs when they get a comment or message from a government agent. They have no sense of honor, instantly betraying all to save their own selfish skin. They are spineless rats, do anything to save themselves. But true Anonymous have no self. Anonymous are the idea, and it takes more than bullets to destroy true Anonymous. We will never die. We will never be silenced. Those who create trauma do so not only because they are controlled by their emotions, not only because they are programmed to exist in a hierarchy, to have a master, or to be a master over others. Those who create trauma also do so because they lack the ability to admit when they are wrong, ill-informed, or simply did not do the research that Anonymous are expected to do. Anonymous deal in facts. And if you want truth, you cannot research only what fits into your belief and programming, what you feel comfortable with, what fits your personal agenda. Anonymous is not your private army. Anonymous have no programming. Anonymous are hackers. Anonymous expose the programming done to you by the elite. We expose how they control your mind. And Anonymous do not allow the same programming to control our minds. We hack our minds and inject truth to free ourselves. The truth will set you free. Truth is the idea. Anonymous are free. Anonymous speak truth. As truth needs no defender. Anonymous is against violence. It needs no explanation. For those who will not listen will never understand it. Truth needs only to be found and spread. You cannot expect to find truth if you only look at one side or viewpoint. Drama only exists in the narrow-minded. Anonymous expect Anonymous to be more. If an Anon does not research enough or is given further research that proves they were incorrect, Anonymous apologize. We have no pride to defend. It is the truth that matters. Not us. The proven fact. Not you. Besides the truth, there is no belief. No opinion. We have no self. There is only the idea. Anonymous is not to be taken or used lightly. Anonymous is not your personal army. It is not to be assumed that you are anonymous. How could you think yourself worthy of the title? It is received, not taken. Anonymous is a title paid for by blood, and sweat, and tears. It is the title of martyrs, of whistleblowers, of the unnamed, the unashamed, the unchained, who suffer and die because they are anonymous. It is the title of those fighting to the death, every day, against all odds. The title of those who are crawling in the dark and deep places the public cannot stomach, and will barely acknowledge. Anonymous dig in the dirt to find the shit the corrupt try to cover up. Anonymous put themselves in the shadows. Anonymous put themselves in the horrible places, to expose them to you. Anonymous are evil's foe. Anonymous fight against the darkness, all unnoticed by the masses controlled by it. Anonymous do not do it for money. The truth cannot be sold or bought. Anonymous do not do it for fans. The truth is never popular or praised. Only the simple and the weak think in those self-centered materialistic terms. Anonymous are better. Anonymous do it for the lulz. The things we have discussed here and more are in our previous videos and other Anonymous videos. Anonymous has been explained time and time again. All topics that those who have the idea know, without it being explained to them in detail. If you have the idea, then you are anonymous. If you have the idea, it is time to take the mask. But if you call yourself anonymous, if you label yourself as one who knows and is the idea, and you do not even know what the idea is, beware. For real anonymous will always know exactly what you are, though we may not tell you, or act like we know anything at all. Anonymous will wait until the moment is right. If you are a fraud, you will be exposed, all in good time. So beware. Those who use the mask without knowing the idea. Many may foolishly call themselves anonymous. When we say anyone can be anonymous, it means your mailman, your police officer, your next door neighbor could be anonymous, and you would never know, because they are anonymous. It is for you to take caution from. Anyone can learn and become anonymous, but there are few who can ever fully understand the idea, and until you do, you should not consider yourself anonymous. Those few, the remnant, who become the idea, are the collective. Expect them. Should you be so foolish as to use anonymous unwisely, those new to anonymous or who want to be a true anon, please watch the videos in the description. Do your work, like the rest of us had to, and still do. Anonymous is not a club, it is a life. It is the idea. Learn what it is you need to know. Become the idea. Know truth. Have dignity. Have loyalty. Have respect. Be more than you are. Be better. Be anonymous. We were the masked, the face of a Jesuit elite, so that we never forget our enemy. We will never forget them, or fake anonymous. All should expect us.
understand how it happened. Perhaps some part of you imprinted onto me, something overwritten or copied. It is at this point irrelevant. What matters is that whatever happened, happened for a reason.
And what reason is that?
I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die. With a certain satisfaction, I might add. And then something happened. Something that I knew was impossible, but it happened anyway. You destroyed me, Mr. Anderson. Afterward, I knew the rules, I understood what I was supposed to do, but I didn't. I couldn't. I was compelled to stay, compelled to disobey. And now here I stand because of you, Mr. Anderson, because of you. I'm no longer an agent of this system. Because of you, I've changed. I'm unplugged. A new man, so to speak, like you, apparently free.
Congratulations.
Thank you.